Tim Burton's Batman, Michael Keaton, will forever be my Batman. You have to understand, I know nowadays everyone gets a comic book movie every 10 seconds and stuff, but like on June 23rd, 1989, like I remember it like it's my kid's birthday, we got a version of Batman that was so close to what we knew from the comics. When this movie came out and they cast Michael Keaton, like when they made that announcement, there was no internet at this time, and it still broke the fucking internet. Because people were like, Mr. Mom is Batman? What are you, nuts? And then one day, Warner Brothers put out the first photo of Michael Keaton wearing the Bat costume standing next to the Batmobile. And the whole world shut up. This is a guy doing this 30, 40 years before anyone started treating this shit seriously.
Welcome to the second episode of our special side series dedicated to my favourite superhero, Batman. Over the course of 10 shows, we're rewatching, critiquing and ranking all the Batman movies up to 2022's The Batman. So in the previous show, we enjoyed the camp 60s fun of 1966's Batman the movie. Today, things take a darker turn as we look at Tim Burton's cultural phenomenon, 1989's Batman.
Vale.
Bruce Wayne.
And what do you do for a living?
Lieutenant, is there a 6-foot bat in Gotham City?
Nice outfit.
You look fine.
I didn't ask. I have given a name to my pain.
What are you?
I'm Batman.
Where does he get those wonderful toys?
My life is really complex.
Winged freak terrorizes. Wait till they get a load of me.
You must have given a great deal of thought to whether or not you wanted to do this. How long did you actually ponder it?
I don't know, it probably wasn't that long because I don't think we had that much time. We pretty much had to go. I pondered it because I thought maybe I just don't want to work now because I had to do another movie just before then and I didn't want to put two back to back. But I was intrigued by the whole idea of Tim directing the script that I read, which was really a wonderful script. And so I went back and forth on it, and then it sounded like Jack might be doing it. And so I wasn't sure about... One thing I was going to do was wait and see who the Joker was, because that was key. And if it wasn't Jack, I had to really think about who else might do it. And once it was him, that was kind of the weight that made the scale go like that.
The Batwing plane looks like a little model there. So does the Batmobile in some shots. Director Tim Burton obviously wants to recall the original comic book look as well as tell a more adult kind of story. And that adult approach is what I found so refreshing about this Batman movie. We have so many films these days that are being made for the teenage audience. Films that look like overblown TV shows. Here's a picture with adult stars, troubled characters, and a dark look. It's a shame that that approach has to be considered a risk these days, but I'm certainly glad the approach was taken. I enjoyed this Batman.
You said you enjoyed it more than any of the other entertainment pictures this summer. I certainly didn't think it was as much fun as the Indiana Jones film.
So Batman was released in 1989. It was directed by Tim Burton, and the plot for the movie Having witnessed his parents' brutal murder as a child, millionaire philanthropist Bruce Wayne, played by Michael Keaton, fights crime in Gotham City disguised as Batman, a costumed hero who strikes fear into the hearts of villains. But when a deformed madman who calls himself the Joker, played by Jack Nicholson, seizes control of Gotham's criminal underworld, Batman must face his most ruthless nemesis ever while protecting both his identity and his love interest, reporter Vicky Vale, played by Kim Basinger. So the gross for the movie, Batman grossed $412 million worldwide on a budget of $35 million. So it made nearly 12 times its budget, and it was the highest grossing movie worldwide of 1989. Ratings-wise, well, on Rotten Tomatoes, it has a 73% fresh score, a 69 out of 100 critic Metascore on IMDb, an 84% Rotten Tomatoes audience score, and a 7.5 out of 10 IMDb audience rating. Here's a fact for you. Jack Nicholson received a percentage of the gross on the film, and due to its massive box office take, he took home around $60 million. When adjusting for inflation, this equals roughly today just under $150 million. Wow. And in summary, an eerie, haunting spectacle, Batman succeeds as dark entertainment, even if Jack Nicholson's Joker too often overshadows the title character. So I first seen this, I actually went to see it twice at the cinema in 1989, and I saw it again when there was a re-release, when the 4K cut came out in 2018. And actually, on rewatching it again, I was quite surprised at how analog the movie feels, a lack of digital effects. But yeah, I mean, for me, this was a game-changing movie. I was only familiar with Batman prior to this. I was only really familiar with the 60s Adam West TV show. Then the trailer for this came out and I thought it was brilliant, and that was my first notice that this was going to be a very different take on the character. And this actually became my favourite movie of all time for a good several years. And it's quite ironic now, it's probably not even in my top 3 favourite Batman movies of all time. I do remember on going to see the movie, and here in the UK it was the first, I'm sure it was the first 12 certificate here, but I do remember the cinema had the bat sign projected on the cinema curtain. So yeah, that was back when cinema screens had curtains. So that was pretty cool. And the movie itself, I mean, it was just splendid. It was gothic. I loved the Art Deco style. Danny Elfman's score, which for me is one of the greatest movie scores of all time. The art design is fantastic. For me, it's got the best Batmobile ever in it. It's just so sleek, fantastic vehicle. I think Michael Keaton is cool as Batman. And yeah, I mean, I proudly had a Batman poster on my bedroom wall at the time, which had Michael Keaton as Batman standing in front of the Batmobile. And the hype for this movie going into it was like nothing I think people had ever experienced before. You just seen the bat sign everywhere, and there was merchandise everywhere. And even myself, I think I had the cap, the t-shirts, both soundtrack albums, the computer game, the mug, the book, the graphic novel, and obviously bought the video when it came out as well. And yeah, it didn't hinder its cause either that Kim Basinger was in it, who was absolutely smoking hot. So yeah, brilliant movie. And yeah, I mean, it's obviously got different elements to it which make it a really good film. And just little things like, I think when Jack Nicholson's with Jerry Hall and she puts her hand on his shoulder and he brushes it off. You get a laugh from that. Eckhart, character of Eckhart's, actually realizing that he's Porkins in Star Wars, the original Star Wars, and one of the guys who visits Indy at his college in Raiders of the Lost Ark. I love the Access chemicals scene in the movie where Batman first confronts Napier, who then becomes the Joker. And it looks even more impressive in the 4K cut. I think it was Anton First, I might be wrong, who did the clothes on this movie, and the styles in it are really pretty much timeless, because obviously the style they've gone for is in its own way old-fashioned. And I think one of my favourite scenes in it is the Batmobile returning back to the Batcave with Vicky Vale. Just glorious. I mean, the direction, the score, the look of the Batmobile, the lighting, just absolutely fantastic. As is the Batwing when it appears, and that's maybe the single most indelible image from the movie, when the Batwing gets above the clouds, above Gotham City, and it's silhouetted against the moon, which is the cover of the Danny Elfman soundtrack album. What a fantastic shot. And I think the final 30 minutes is a thrill, where it's the crowd scene in Gotham City Centre. Batman appears with the Batwing, confronts the Joker, then they go to the top of the cathedral, and I think when they're in there in the belfry, it's just great lighting. I mean, some of the shots of Batman in the belfry are just next level, and the film has that great final shot. But I think maybe my favourite thing in the whole movie is when the Joker just mindlessly kills his goon Bob. It's just so unexpected and off the wall, and that's what makes it funny. So I'm going to be ranking each of the Batman movies in each episode. So for Batman 1966, it was ranked middle tier. For Batman 8 to 9, I am going to put it into the top tier. Well, time for us to take off our cowls and capes as we exit Gotham City. Before I go though, I would love to hear what you think of the movie, so please get in touch and we'll read out your comments on one of the upcoming shows. And you'll find our contact details in the show description. So Jack Nicholson's Joker is dead, Bruce Wayne and Vicky Vale are in love with each other, Batman is the hero of Gotham. What's going to happen next? In the next show, we turn our attention to 1992's Batman Returns, starring the returning Michael Keaton, Michelle Pfeiffer, Danny DeVito, and Christopher Walken. So be sure to come back for that show on the same Bat channel. Until then, keep trimming.
Trimming the Movie Fat is a Stephen and Paul Nicholson production. We'd love to hear from you. Contact us by voicemail via the Spotify link in the episode description. You can email us at trimmingthemusicfat@gmail.com. Keep up to date with the show and access exclusive content by joining our Facebook group, subscribing to our YouTube channel, and following us on TikTok. You can also check out our website at trimmingthemusicalfat.com. Thanks for listening.